I feel like my PLL recognition is pretty decent. Almost none of my PLLs are instant, but some I feel like my recognition is above average. And people have been telling me that my recognition is pretty good. So that is why I am making these claims. If you personally don't think so, sure, maybe I am bad. But either way, today I'm here to show you a technique that I use during OLL recognition to help me with PLL recognition. I don't think this technique is too rare, but I don't feel like this technique is talked about much. And also I feel like more advanced cubers probably use this technique along with others to basically predict the entire PLL or go into PLL very, very smoothly. I haven't heard a specific name for this technique, but I'm just calling it piece preservation. I didn't purposely try to learn this technique. This was slowly implemented through solves and a little experimentation over many months. This video is not covering every single case. These are just some that I've written down. Some of these cases you may know already. These are examples of really obvious ones. Firstly, with this case, where this entire block will get preserved when you do just like the most common alg. I'm pretty sure that one is. And also this one, where this block will be preserved. Oh yeah, and for all of these cases, it doesn't have to be a block, like what I mean by like these pieces will get preserved. So green, orange, blue, orange. Green, orange, blue, orange. That's what I mean. Another pretty obvious case is this one, where this block and this block gets preserved. What some of you may not know is that this block also gets preserved. Another one you may know is this one, where this block, and some of you might not know, but this block gets preserved. And a few more cases are like this one, this block, and this block. And the mirror, like that, where this one, and that one get preserved. Now, here's some cases that are maybe not as obvious, or you may not have paid much attention to. Oh god. I just spoke for a very long time, not realizing I wasn't recording. This is one case you may not have noticed applied to this technique. This fat block over here will get preserved over here, as well as this block, but I personally don't really pay much attention to this one. But once you do the alg, you would see this fat block gets preserved and is very useful sometimes for PLL recognition. Another case, this block gets preserved at the front over here. This one is pretty useful for me. I've used this to some success in some of my solves. And another one is the mirror of this case. This block gets preserved back there. One case where you may not have expected to be in this video is actually one of the most simplest OLLs. This one. This block gets preserved over here. And also this one, but I don't pay attention to this one. I did not realize this actually got preserved until very, very late. I'll show you better. You see, this OLL, this block gets preserved over here. Yeah, I did not realize this, that a block got preserved until pretty recently, actually. Another one is this other C case, where there's no block here. This block gets preserved over here. One more case, which is pretty close to my heart. Is that the correct saying? I don't know. But it's this case, where this block will get preserved into the back. This has a close place in my heart, because this was the exact case I got for my sub 10, the last solve of my sub 10 average. Oh, sorry. I saw this block while executing, and this partially helped me recognize the PLL skip faster, and doing a big clap, and getting my sub 10 average. Yeah, those are just some examples. Now, how do you apply these into your solves? Well, you can use these to know what pieces are preserved, and potentially exactly where the patterns will end up. This can help with PLL recognition and the prevention of double recognition. For example, I use this case quite a lot. These headlights will get preserved over here. So when I do the case, I would know there'll be headlights back there. For example, I see the headlights. So I do the case and I know there are headlights back there without even looking. And I see this block and I know this will be a GD pin. And therefore I be able to recognize PLO from two sides. Another case is this one. These will get preserved when you do this very simple alg. An example, applying it to like a real situation, not just a skip. I know this block will get preserved into the back. Sorry, the back over here, whatever. But when I do the alg, the first thing I would see is this, which is a big mess. But I know there is one block preserved at the back, so I would immediately know. Sorry, it's an FPerm. Now, both these past two examples could have been avoided with one technique. It's called two-sided PLO recognition. This is something I've tried, but like gave up, and I'm also kind of not bothered at the same time. I potentially plan to slowly gather tricks along my cubing journey. But yeah, I won't be purposely trying to learn this unless some really big push of motivation. Yeah. But anyways, if you learn two-sided PLO recognition, this all block stuff is completely unnecessary. There is one more way to apply this technique. It is actual PLO prediction, where you predict the entire PLO. So it'll be kind of like a one-look last layer sort of thingy. For example, this case, you know, this block, and this block will get preserved. And if this, and the way I recognize, if these two are in the correct color scheme, so green, orange, then I would know there'll be a big block over here. Most of the time I don't look at this one, I really should. But if I get this sort of case, I would know I'll either be getting skip or a JPerm. In this case, it will be a skip. You can recognize that with this extra block, which will be opposite to this one. And this also applies to the mirror, where everything's just switched from left to right. One more set of cases I want to touch on is these cases with this one. I shouldn't have done that. Oh. And this one. These OLO. For this OLO, it is very, very easy to recognize the PLO. Especially if you know how to do two-sided PLO recognition, because all the corners would be preserved, and just these few edges will get cycled, as this is just a commutator. How you'd recognize PLO is that you know that the corners are obviously preserved, and this whole block will get preserved, and this sticker will just move over here. So when I do the OLO, that's what happens. Let's use the other case this time. So this entire block will get preserved, but this time this sticker will come over here. So if you could recognize this pattern, so red, green, blue, orange. I don't know how two-sided PLO recognition works, but if you could recognize this with this sticker replacing this one, then you would know, oh god, I messed up. Then you would know what PLO it is. Okay, I hope you learned something I hope you learned something from this video, or gained entertainment somehow. But if you didn't, oh well, too bad. Okay, bye. I slowly implemented through. I just slowly implemented it in my solves through. This was just slowly implemented through only solves. This was slowly implemented through mostly solves and a little expert. This was slowly implemented through almost. Oh, what was I gonna say? This is slowly implemented. This is slowly implemented. This was slowly implemented through solves and a little This was slowly implemented through solves and a little experimentation over many months.